A month ago, I quit my job. I quit my job with no backup plan, just a camera, some faith, and a whole lot of fear. I was sick and tired of working these 9 to 5s. I worked in retail management, you know what I'm saying? I've done that for most of my life, being a manager for multiple different companies. You know, I'm good at it. I'm good at managing people and problems. But the problem is, people don't respect you. These companies keep trying to get more out of you, but still want to pay less. Like the audacity of you to tell me I should work harder and I should do more when I know I'm already doing a whole lot. Like in 2020, I was working as a personal videographer for a comedian and it was great. Everything was fun. In 2023, I think I started 2019. In 2023, he was like, hey man, I think we gotta part ways. Cool, it's business, things happen. But the problem was he was my main client and I never really built up any other clientele. So I found myself in a situation where I had to go back to doing what I know. And that was being a damn manager at retail management. Now, first for a minute, I tried not to go back to doing that type of work. So I was doing a bunch of other little things. I'm like, yeah, my videography is gonna kick off, it's gonna do it. So I was doing a little bit here, doing a little bit there, but it really wasn't doing enough to pay the bills. So I got another job. I got a different job working as a painter. It was really good. It was actually paying me a lot, but at the same time, I was doing a lot of traveling for them and I really wasn't pouring into my creativity or doing videography or doing photography. So even though I was making some money, I wasn't even doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't working in my field and working in my craft, even though I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this money, I'm gonna reinvest it into my videography and my photography. But what happens a lot of times is you get these jobs and life keeps going on and you get caught up and you're spending money and you put your dream or whatever that passion is on the back burner. But then I lost that job and I was scrambling to find money. And in the time frame when I lost that job and I was looking for another job, I wasn't even paying attention that I got a little bit more aggressive with my photography and my videography just to start making some money. And I started working with some people in the clubs and I was getting just enough money to make my car payment and pay my rent. But I still wasn't paying attention to it. So I was like, oh, I gotta get a job. So I got a job as a night manager at BJ's Wholesale Club. Horrible. So now I'm working as a manager at BJ's Wholesale Club. Now, this is familiar to me. I've done it before, many times before. I'm working as a night manager, and that piece is really key because I hate working nights. I absolutely hate it. I'm a Pisces, I get emotional, I feel lonely, I don't get to do anything in the daytime, I'm tired all the time, I wanna sleep. Okay, but that comes with the job. But then it was just a lot of negativity. There was a very negative manager, and I just couldn't take it. You know, I was trying to weigh out my options. I knew it didn't make sense financially for me to quit, but I was like, I know I have a fear of being broke if I quit working here, but if I keep working here, I'm gonna be broken. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna quit. I woke up one day, I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. I mean, I didn't really do it like that. I put in a 2 weeks notice, which I should have just burnt the bridges down behind me. But I was like, I can't do this. And to be honest, as scared as I am, as much fear as I have, it liberated me. I have a little bit more of some peace in my heart since I've quit. But let's keep it real. The fear is real. I mean, you know, I got bills, man. I got things I have to pay. So the fear is real. You don't know when that next check is coming. And every day I wake up and I'm like, I gotta get on the grind. I gotta do something. As happy as I am, I have to find the money. I'm a father, I got kids, so I don't just get to chase a dream. You know, I have responsibilities and things that I have to take care of, but I couldn't stay at that job any longer. Even saying I'm a father, it was taking more time away from my kids because I was there all the time. I couldn't spend as much time with them, and even when I was with them, I was tired or sleeping. So it wasn't benefiting me. You know, okay, kept the bills paid, I was comfortable financially, but I was stressed out. I was more upset all the time. But the fear is real, man. So here I am, 1 month in without a 9 to 5. Am I balling? Hell no. Have I struggled? Absolutely. But I've survived. I've had just enough to do what I need to do and take care of the things I need to take care of. And that's a start. I mean, you know, I think a lot of times that check that they have is just like the carrot that they dangle over your head to keep you there. But it's like, I can do this by myself. Plus, I learned more in 30 days about myself, about business, about my business, than I've learned the entire time I was working for somebody else. Every day now is a hustle though. Learning how to price myself, learning how to market myself, Learning how to network, learning how to get clients, managing, being able to keep my creativity alive when the pressure of bills and finances and everything is on my head. You know, I mean, it's some days, you know, I want to eat healthy, I work out. But it gets harder because now I have to look at every dollar. I have to pay attention to what I'm spending. I haven't brought any protein shakes for the longest. You know, I love pre-workout before I go to the gym. And even that is something different. Like, I want to get up and go to the gym every morning at 5 a.m. But now I got to watch my gas. How much am I driving? So it's very hard. And let's not forget, I'm a dad. My boys are watching everything I do. They're watching how I move, and I still got to be there for them. It's still things that they need. And, you know, I grew up without nothing. So I don't like, you know, having them with nothing. You know, they need something, they want something. I try to make that happen for them. But some days I can't. And that's hard to say. Even when I'm stressed, even when money's tight and the pressure is on, I still got to show up for them. I still got to give them daddy 100%. And that's hard. So balancing that, balancing my emotions, balancing the stress, it has been a journey just in these 30 days. But you know what? I'm still happy about the decision I made. And at the same time, as happy as I am, the dark thoughts set in sometimes. It's many days, many nights where I think about going back to the safety of that 9 to 5, going back to the job, because I'm like, man, you knew when your money was coming, but safety doesn't always equal purpose, and comfort can kill creativity. I try to celebrate my wins no matter how small they are. It's not always about the big gigs that I get. It's about the small wins and acknowledging the small wins. A referral, a compliment on my work, a repeat client, each one of those things are like, you know, to me it's like God whispering in my ear, keep going. You know, that's when, those are the things that I have to pay attention to that let me know I'm on the right track. Because, man, I'm telling you, it'd be so tough every day. Every time I get a notification, hey, your car payment's due, I'm like, fuck. So it's those small wins that I have to try to pay attention to at all times to keep me going and let me know that I'm on the right track. I have another series that I do called Sundays with Grandma. And I was talking to my grandma on one of these Sundays about faith. They tell you to listen to God, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm hearing anything. Like, what, you know, what is it like?
You know, you don't hear.
Right.
You don't hear, but it just something come in the mind. Say, all right, like take your sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, and he woke me up.
Right.
I text my sugar. That's the first thing I did. Text my sugar. It was 6 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if he hadn't never woke me up, I wouldn't have never known.
And you know, I was like, Grandma, I don't always hear God. You say you hear God all the time. She's like, baby, it's because you're not listening. And I love that. But she was like, it's the small things in life that point out you being on the right track. And I thought that was just amazing. So I try to make sure I pay attention to the small things and celebrate my wins as I'm on this journey. And right now I'm focused on growing. I'm focused on growing my business. I'm focused on growing my portfolio. I'm focused on growing the finances, because right now I'm surviving. I'm surviving off of myself. I'm surviving off of my work. I'm surviving off my creativity. And that itself feels great. But I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. I want to thrive off of my work. I want to thrive off of my creativity. I want to have the ability to stop and take a trip and take a month off if I want to, but I'm building the framework for that right now. And it comes with me learning each and every day. Have I undercharged for some gigs? Absolutely. I'm trying not to do that anymore. You know, I need the money. I need these gigs to pay off. And I do believe certain areas, people don't respect photography and videography and all the work that goes into what we do and the equipment that we purchase. So I try to be mindful and conscious about where I'm going and who I'm working with, and teaching the clients that, hey, you want somebody to cultivate this vision for you. You're not just paying me because I have a camera. You're paying me because I'm creating the vision. I'm capturing the moment, and I have an eye for it. Anybody can hold up a camera. Anybody can hold up a phone. But that's what you're getting when you get me. You're getting a person that knows how to set something up, that knows how to get the perfect shot, or just the shot that's just right for what you're trying to communicate. I'm trying to invest in my craft as well. You know, I want to create not just for monetary value. I want to create to tell stories. You know, we're in social media world these days where everything is a highlight of look what happened and look how fun it was. But I want to tell stories. That's the same thing like I was saying about Sundays with Grandma, my other series that I have. That's telling a story. My grandmother is talking to me and telling me about how it was in the 1950s growing up. But that's what I want to do. That's what I'm more passionate about, is telling the stories. But I definitely want to grow in my craft. I want to learn. I'm working with a production company. I'm working with another guy that has a production company, and every day I'm learning more from him because, you know, you never stop learning. I'm growing, and I'm trying to learn more about videography. I'm trying to learn more about photography, content creating. You know, at some point I want to make a movie. So to me, that's what's next to me. So for anybody watching this and you're stuck in a job you hate and you have a dream that you're afraid to chase, or you don't believe that it can work, or you don't believe that it can happen, I'm not telling you to quit your job, but I'm telling you to listen to that voice in your spirit that tells you what you should be doing. And hey man, again, I don't know necessarily if I made the right choice. I might get on here and y'all might see a video where I'm like, hey man, I'm homeless, but I'm still doing these videos. But you know, this is what it takes. This is what I feel was right. I don't have it all figured out, but I do know this. I'd rather struggle chasing my purpose than to be secure living in regret. This is just the beginning.